So in this project we're going to be revising colour theory. So these are the key words that you're going to need to know by the end of the project. So we have primary colours. Now these colours cannot be made by other colours. So we have yellow, blue and red. So you're going to be filling in these titles with the correct colours. So we need the craftsmanship to be really good. So you need sharp pencils. You can press quite hard, make your work quite nice and bright. And you can fill the word primary with the primary colours. So for this next word, secondary, we're going to be having the secondary colours. So here, these colours are made up out of the primary colours. So you're going to be using orange, green and purple. So you can do these in any order, as long as it's nice and neat. Now next, we're going to be doing harmonious colours. Now these colours are touching each other on the colour wheel. So you can take any part of the colour wheel. Okay, so we could take orange to red to purple because they're touching each other. We could take yellow, orange, dark orange. We could take yellow, light green, dark green. So any 3 or 4 colours that are touching each other. Okay, so this one you can do a little bit different. So if you'd like to pick, so I'm going to take yellow, green and dark green, okay, because they're getting darker and they're coming round on the colour wheel. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to start at the top of the letter and I'm going to start with a nice layer of yellow. I'm then going to use my blending skills. So I'm going to take the light green and I'm going to start layering it on top of the yellow. So I'm still going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to fade it in at the top. And then finally I'm going to take the dark green up from the bottom and I'm going to blend it into the letter. So this is showing that I know how to blend different greens together to create tone. So the next letter, I'm going to take yellow to light orange to dark orange. So I'm going to start with, I'm actually going to start with this slightly darker yellow. It's a little bit warmer. I'm going to pull that all over the letter. Then I'm going to move to orange. So I'm just pressing very lightly to create a blended effect. And then I'm going to use the red at the bottom of the letter to create that tone. Now you can carry on with this using all different colours if you'd like, or you can repeat the colours. So I'm going to speed up the video. I'm not going to show each letter, but if you want to show different harmonious colours on each letter, that'd be really good. So there we have our harmonious colours. So if you look on the colour wheel, you can start at any point and count 3 spaces and that'll give you the 3 colours that you need to use. Lovely. So next one, we're looking at complementary colours. Now complementary are opposite each other on the colour wheel. So these colours really fight each other, so they're not friends with each other, they sit opposite each other. Okay, so this time we're going to be doing, so I'm going to take red and I'm going to go across the colour wheel and I'm going to get to green. Okay, so we're going to clash red and green together. So this time I'm going to go about halfway down my letter. I'm just going to do a little bit of blending in between the two in the centre. Not too much blending on this one. We are going to clash the colours. So I've got red and green. If I take the next primary colour, which is blue, that is going to be across from orange. So in the centre of most of these, you probably will make brown. So this is a good way if you're intentionally trying to create a brown. A little bit more red on that first one, so it looks different to the orange. Okay, next one, I'm going to get my next primary colour, which is yellow, and that is opposite to purple. I'm going to be using a lighter purple this time so that it stands out. So as you can see, it's very different to how the Harmonious colours, they kind of blend together very well. You won't be able to blend these opposite colours or complementary colours together very well because they are so different from each other. Okay, now there are other opposite or complementary colours that aren't on the colour wheel, so things like yellow and black or pink and black, which you could also explore as well. So I'm going to carry on with the rest of these letters and speed the video up, but you can do any colours or you could repeat the ones you've already done. So for this final section, we're going to be exploring cool colours and warm colours. So here I've started already. I've used a light blue to begin with. So think frosty, wintry colours. Then I've used a slightly darker blue and then a touch of purple. So here we are on the left-hand side of the colour wheel, so you can use any of these colours. This side, I just started by putting down some yellow, so this is going to become a nice warm sunny yellow that's going to remind me of the summer, and this is coming on the right hand side of the colour wheel. So I'm also going to use a bit of orange and a little bit of red just to warm that colour up. So think about warm colours like African sunsets, really warm oranges and reds. So again, I'm using soft layers to blend. And I'm really making it vibrant by adding 3 or 4 layers of pencil. Now this final section is quite challenging to do using pencil. It's actually easier in paint. So what I'm going to do is choose a colour. So this time I'm going to use my light purple for both. So I'm going to apply it in a medium pressure. So I've got a medium tone. And then we're going to test what it looks like with white on top, which is a tint. So this would be what you would do in a highlight of an object, and it also helps to blend the colour. So you are going to have to press quite hard. Now if you haven't got a white pencil, which some people might not have one, you can just press very lightly so the white of the paper is showing through. Okay, now I'm going to use the same colour again for my shades. I'm going to still press medium tone with a medium pressure. I'm going to quickly get those letters coloured in. Now this time a shade is when we make a colour darker. So for this purple, I could use a darker purple, I could use a darker blue. Now typically we use black, so you can put black on top of any colour and it will go darker. So we've used white and black. Now I'm not going to press too hard with this black like I did with the white, because it's very strong and it's going to overpower the colour and it will just look black. So I'm actually going to do a third layer, putting the purple back on top to just brighten it up, and it will also make it look a little bit darker because we've got rid of the tooth of the paper. Okay, so that is our front cover finished. So you need to make sure you've written your name, your class, your target grade, which is on the front of your book, and then we will fill in your final mark at the end of the project. Now looking at the bottom here, we've got expectations. So you need to bring your booklet every lesson. Typically we're going to review it in the do now. The teacher will come round and check off that you've done your homework. Okay, so you need to get it open, obviously if you've done pages inside. Next, you need to use either colouring pencils like these, or you need to use watercolour paints. Unfortunately, felt tip pens go through the page onto the next, so you might end up destroying a piece of your lovely artwork if you use felt tip pens. Finally, you need to make sure you keep this flat, so don't fold it in half or crease it into a little booklet. You know, we've tried to give you a nice booklet to work in with nice big areas which we don't want folded. Now you need to make sure that you're filling in your self-assessments as you go through your book, that you read all the information and then it tells you what to do with the actual artwork. So here you're going to read about Van Gogh, you're going to do the work, and then you're going to self-assess. So the whole booklet is in the same sort of format and it is all about colour. Okay, so you need to get yourself some paint, some watercolours, a brush and some colour pencils.